That's right, America. My Discord wasn't working for 20 minutes, and it took me a while to realize I needed to update it first.
And that's why you should always stay updated. Welcome to the podcast where we talk about anything and everything that comes out of the crapshoot. I'm your host, JD. This is my co-host.
Hi, I'm Steven Crowder, and I did nothing wrong. I just wanted to be the perfect man.
James. I call him James. Everyone else calls him Jimmy. It just works like that. A lot of things.
Weird.
A lot of things have happened this week, James.
Not a lot of things have
I'm
happened
sure
this week.
you've
Changed
known
my
about...
mind. Changed my mind.
I'm sure you've known about some things that have changed this week.
Mm-hmm.
And is it what you want to start off with, James? Do you want to get dangerous right now?
Yeah, so I lost an animal to...
Let's talk about that then. So what happened, James?
we don't have to talk about that one first. That one gets kind of sad.
Well, I mean, we could start sad and then jump into the Crowder, unless you want to flip-flop and...
Jump into the Crowder? I don't know why it sounds like you're saying jump into the chowder, and I just think that's kind of funny.
No, you're not in this episode.
Steven Crowder to his wife.
You know, so Steven Crowder and his wife,
They divorced.
yeah, they divorced. Wasn't it a long time ago? I think I saw another video about it.
But he's finally said something about it.
Oh, I see.
Today. Not today, but a week ago-ish.
And for anyone who doesn't know who Steven Crowder is, you want to explain it? Because I actually don't really know him that well. All I know is him as the guy who changed my mind guy. That's all I know.
Yeah, the change my mind main guy. He's an actual person, and change my mind is a big right-wing thing, by the way. It's usually always some very right-winger topic of gay people are bad. Change my mind. And he sits there and someone's like, gay people are bad. And he's like, well, actually, I think you're wrong.
You don't need a debate about that argument. It's already true. It's already presumed to be true. Gays are bad, just like how the sky is blue. It's irrefutable.
I used to like him because I didn't fucking understand politics.
Well, you should like him more now because
14.
isn't he closeted gay or something?
I think he
might be,
borderline
actually.
admitted to having a sexual relationship with Sam Hyde on air once.
I was just joking. What are you talking about?
You know who Sam Hyde is, right?
No. Who's Sam Hyde?
Okay. So he's another political commentator who wants to fight Hassan Piker very badly.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. Sam Hyde is an actual neo-Nazi.
Really?
Yes.
Well, what is a neo-Nazi? Just like a Nazi, but
it's the modern day
Nazi?
It's modern day Nazi where
see.
It's basically people from not German countries who have romanticized the idea of being a Nazi. And it's the whole thing where skinheads come from. It was a big part of.
You're throwing a lot of terms at me. I don't know, James. Skinheads?
You're fucking telling me you don't know what a skinhead is, JD?
No, I've never heard anyone say skinhead.
Okay, so skinhead.
I don't think I've heard you say skinhead, actually.
It's insane that you've never heard most of these. So you've never heard of neo-Nazi before?
I've heard of neo-Nazi. I just didn't know what it meant.
Okay.
Well, I just assumed it was that thing that you call people that you don't like. Like how people call each other Nazis, and then I was like, okay, so you just call them
no
neo-Nazis, the same. It's like
no, neo-Nazi is an actual Nazi, not you're just
not the ironic and not the ironic Nazi.
It's not Megan Fox.
It's
from
not the I don't like you kind of Nazi.
It's not Megan Fox from Transformers calling Michael Bay a Nazi on set.
And Michael Bay's not an actual Nazi. Megan Fox just doesn't like him.
It's not that she didn't like him. It's just that he was kind of an asshole.
Yeah, she could not like him because he's an asshole.
Yeah, but she still did movies with him and came back even after she was fired from Transformers.
Yeah, just like how Amber Heard's going to come back.
Nope.
As Mara in the new DC movies.
That was filmed before that was filmed before any of the shit came out.
DC has a record of bringing back problematic people,
like
right?
Ezzy Miller.
So why not Amber Heard? Oh my God, bring them all back.
I don't know. I'm going
to
be
not
honest.
Henry Cavill. Not Henry Cavill.
No.
Everyone else, but not that guy.
It's also insane that they're like, we'll keep Ezra Miller, but we're going to get rid of Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck. And it's like, what?
If DC was like a person, the corporate entity was a person, he's in an interview, and the interview is like, why? So you're you're keeping Ezra Miller as the Flash, and like, yeah,
They're
he's an amazing
supposedly keeping
actor.
Gal Gadot as well.
He's actually just the perfect person when we imagine someone to be
Right.
Barry, and I think we're gonna keep it that way. And they're like, so what about a Henry Cavill? No, no, we don't talk about that.
You want to know what's insane?
Yeah, call it, please,
Ezra's
please. I
Flash.
think we had enough of your jokes.
What's insane is that Ezra's Flash is so barely even like Barry Allen. It's so much more Wally West.
Is it? That's nerd
It's
talk from
yeah,
my perspective. I don't think of.
I don't get it. It's the wallification of Barry Allen in every piece of media.
Sure.
Like in
I
the
mean, they're
Flash
basically
TV
the same
show.
person anyway.
No, they aren't. In the Flash TV show,
Well, they both run really quick, right?
not how it works. Wally's actually faster. So in the Flash TV show, they also Wally Westify Barry Allen a lot, even though they have Wally on to the point that when they bring Wally on, he is not any version of Wally ever. He is a completely differently written character. He's not even Wallace West, which is a not
A
Wally West.
neo-Nazi.
No, he's black. No, he's a cousin of Wally West, and is also a Kid Flash and Flash at one point. But he is completely different. He doesn't act like any of the characters because they made Barry Allen too much like Wally West. Anyways, getting back to it, Steven Crowder.
Yeah. So this
uh,
guy who I know that you liked him during one point. What happened to him?
Uh, so he was offered a deal by Daily Wire. Apparently, I didn't know this, but apparently he wasn't a part of Daily Wire. He was offered a $50 million deal, I think, or maybe
Ooh,
$5 million. It's one of those two. I know there's a big
50 is
difference,
quite
but
a lot, man.
I know 50
But
and five
five
are.
is still quite a lot.
I know. I can't remember which one specifically, but it was one of the two.
Either way, so fat stack of change for was it they wanted him to be a host or something on the Daily
Yeah,
Wire?
they wanted to acquire him and make him his own show. Like they have Tim Pool and Candace Owens and Ben
Oh,
Shapiro.
do they have Jeremy Boring Show? The Boring Show?
No, he just comes on and
Damn.
goes, "Buy my chocolates, buy my
No.
razors.
I really wanted to watch his
I
show
am
if
the
he
God
hosted one.
King.
God King is
Fear
cool,
me.
James. It's a cool title.
I am the God King. Now watch as I am shorter than every member of my staff minus Ben Shapiro."
Okay, Jane, you want to make fun of people's
Hello,
heights? I see.
I'm Ben Shapiro, and I've bought this plank of wood from Home Depot. Have you seen that? Have you seen that
Wait,
picture?
wait, that's the actual thing?
It's an actual thing. He went to
No,
Home
I
Depot.
haven't seen it.
He bought a 2x4 piece of wood. And it's just there's a video, but there's also a very funny screenshot of him standing in the parking lot holding it, and it's in a bag, but the bag doesn't fit it. It's just like he's holding it like that
That's pretty
so he
good.
doesn't get a splinter, and it's so funny. It's so funny. It's
Come on, dude, he's not a bad guy.
he's,
So,
he's such a horrible person. And it's just he's so out of touch too. It's like I went to Home Depot and I bought a 2x4 piece of wood. And he's sitting in the parking lot just holding it. It's like, why did you take this picture? Why did you make this? It's so
it's
weird.
because you went to Home Depot, bought a piece of wood. Why wouldn't he take a picture of it?
But
James, if we went to Home Depot right now and bought a piece of wood, would you take a picture of me holding it?
I take a picture and I'd have you pose like Ben Shapiro.
Just to copy the Ben Shapiro pose.
Absolutely.
I just went to Home
Somebody
Depot, and
got locked out of my house.
hypothetically,
Hold
if
on.
I put this bag over this piece of wood, then for the sake of the argument, it wouldn't give me a splinter. Anyway, James, back to Crowder. He divorced his wife like a week ago, or I guess he got a divorce like a couple months ago, but then he didn't talk about it, and now he only recently talked about it. And I guess I think because James told me a little bit about this before we actually hopped onto the pod. I'm assuming that
All right, I'm
James
back.
is
I'm
gonna.
back.
Yeah, you're back.
My dad locked himself out and he was ringing the doorbell.
Oh, I see. I thought you were about to come back and be like, JD, I hate my family, and I'm like, oh, why? And
do.
then we'd go on that bit where you're like,
Well, that's the
I
thing,
have to go.
JD. I do. Because I have to go. No. Yes, I would have you pose like Ben Shapiro.
Right. You were talking about how Crowder got offered the deal, and then what happened after that?
Yeah.
Did he take it?
He got offered the deal. I think he turned it down, and he recorded the phone call with Jeremy Boring, and it's Steven Crowder like going on this whole like monologue during the recording. He's like, I think it's very unfair what you're trying to ask me to do here and what you're trying to tell me what I can and can't say. And it's
Yeah.
just this big fucking thing. And he says no. And so it starts a little infight between him and Daily Wire.
Uh
And you
huh.
can see this coming up every now and then in their shows when Candace Owens will be like, and I talked to Jeremy, and I'm not putting anything out into the world, but I'm just saying I think something's up with him and his wife. And from there, like sometime later,
Wait, who's
Steven
Candace
Crowder.
Owens
So she's also a host, and
on the
because
Daily
so here's the
Wire?
thing on the Daily Wire.
Hmm.
She's a host, and here's one of the insane things. She's a black woman, and they try to use that as the justification of we're not racist. See, even though Candace Owens says very racist things,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
okay
hey,
because Candace Owens is a
in
black
my
woman.
opinion, I think in most people's opinion, since I think I hold the views of most people, where
Yeah, JD, you're
your
the
race,
everyman.
your race, and you. I'm the everyman if we were located somewhere else in the world.
The
You know,
UK.
to me, your race doesn't really matter. You could be a neo-Nazi if you're white, black, or Asian
There
or
are
whatever.
for some reason there are black neo Nazis. It's insane. They don't even realize they're part of like who the people who hate them. It's so insane.
Sure.
The only difference between the KKK and the neo Nazis are the KKK
Is that
wear
the
hoods and the
neo-Nazis
neo
are
Nazis.
right? So how about we?
No. Well, hey JD, they're all alt right. So yeah, so yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah,
But no, no,
you're right. I am right. I could be alt-right.
you could JD. Then you would be a skinhead, knowing how your haircuts get.
Yeah. Making fun of my summer cuts now.
Your summer cuts. I like your cut, G. Boom.
Yeah, so they get into a feud and Candace Owens doesn't wait. So Candace Owens says Jeremy who's Jeremy? Like Jeremy Boring?
Sorry, Steven Crowder. I meant Steven,
Oh,
not Jeremy. I was just getting caught up in a moment. But yeah, she starts like this whole beef and she like kind of lets loose a little information about Steven and his wife possibly divorcing and that things aren't okay at home. And then like some
oh,
time later, Steven finally announces that him and his wife are getting a divorce. And it's this fucking, by the way, I hate all these people for the fact that they don't know how to do their shows even. Because it's
yeah.
just there's there's no music in the background, not even like subtle. It's just very awkward studio
Well, they
silence.
can't be copyrighted, so no music.
But they were production companies. There is license free
Oh,
music
please,
that they
James.
can get.
They're an
Like
indie
all
company.
production
Okay, let's
companies.
give them a benefit of the doubt. They're an indie company.
They could use YouTube background music. I wouldn't care. Just something other than the boring silence that comes every time their microphone turns off.
The Jeremy
It's
boring silence.
it completely. But it even happens with Steven
Trademarked.
Crowder where he'll like be talking about something and then you go quiet and it's just like fucking the compression silence of a microphone. It's like, oh, just do something. Put something in between these because when you go silent, it's like so painful.
Sure, you don't like their
Anyways,
production value.
I don't like the production value because it sucks. It's not good.
Sure,
It's a bunch of idiots working on jobs they aren't qualified to do. Uh,
sure.
sure. But yeah, it's it's this video of him talking about like, I am divorcing my wife. And I think I should be allowed to stand up for the people I love and I care about. And then that's when he starts calling out like Candace Owens and people at Daily Wire. And then he gets back to talking about his divorce with his wife. And he's like, I believed we lived in America where, you know, I still believe this.
But we
We live
in
in
fact
America
live in
where
the alpha sector.
we actually live in the UK, as
But
I've
we
learned. It's insane. Insane.
but we actually live in the Matrix. It's targeting me.
I bet you Steven Crowder is one of the fucking idiots that doesn't know. Like he loves the Matrix and he doesn't know it's a trans allegory and then it's made by trans women.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because trans people living in the Matrix.
Yes. Yeah, JD, you
Have
figured
they-
it
have
out.
they taken the pills? The blue and the red pills?
Yeah, they're blue pill. No, but then at some point in the video he's talking about it, he's like he says something, I can't remember the exact words, but it's like, I believed we America where I lived, your kid needs two parents, a man and a woman, a father and a mother, and that divorce is horrible and should never happen. I
I
still believe
agree. I
that,
agree
and
with
it's
two
unfair.
parents.
And it's unfair that it's happening.
I agree with two parents, and I agree with divorce is bad.
I don't. I'm gonna be honest. Coming from that
Ugh.
situation, it is necessary sometimes when one of the partners is a very horrible person that is just gonna ruin the thing, and it's
Oh
also
yeah,
fine
that's an
if the,
exception, I would say.
I think
But
one parent can raise a kid. You know,
oh
it's not gonna
sure.
be perfect, but also two parents
Hmm.
isn't always perfect either.
Yeah, I think you could
Look at
raise a
us.
kid. I think you can raise a kid with one parent. I just think it'd be better if there was two,
We're
and
two sides of the
better
coin, JD.
it better if there was two, and it'd be better if both of them were fully sane and normal people.
Yeah, like us. And that's why we're raising a child.
No, I don't think we are.
I've already put the adoption papers in your mailbox. So,
I filed the divorce papers, but I'm going to tell everyone that
okay, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
yeah. So what happened?
So he's like, he does this whole thing, and then he's like, he's like, there was no abuse in our relationship, and my wife, she filed for this divorce. She wanted it. I didn't want this. I think it's a terrible thing. I think it's a terrible thing. He's like demonizing his wife. This entire like fucking little weird
Oh,
video he put out for
that
some reason. He
witch,
didn't need to make this, but he put it out, and he's just making her like this horrible person. And
that
then
twisted harpy.
yeah, and then she puts out a video of their Ring camera, JD, where
She's the leaker.
I
She's
see
the
the leaker there in
inside
the
man.
backyard. Have you seen the video, by the way, of them arresting the leaker?
I think
He's
I
like in his
have. Yeah.
backyard on a laptop, like on a patio on
Yeah,
his
they're
laptop,
just
and they
chilling in
just
their
have a drone
backyard.
over him.
They're chilling in their backyard. His wife is like super fat or something. I don't know what's going on with her belly
She's
there.
pregnant. She's
But
8 months pregnant.
what does pregnant mean?
No,
I'm
so
just
yeah,
kidding, James. Yeah, she's like super pregnant.
she's 8 months pregnant, literally on the verge of having the kid and everything. Which, by the way, he was not there to attend. He literally opted out of showing up for the kid's birth and only showed up
That's a
afterwards.
Sigma move right there.
Yeah, he
Kid, you feel my heart starts playing in the back.
Can you feel the broken? Can you feel?
Du, 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 du. I should add that as a soundboard
I was
thing.
gonna say you should make that a soundboard. But so yeah, he's smoking a cigar, by the way, like
Oh, that's
with his
badass.
wife in proximity, and
Oh,
also
that's
he has heart problems and has talked about how the cigars do not help. So he got elective surgery, so he could keep smoking the cigars despite his health.
oh, that's badass.
It's a whole thing. It's not JD. It's very
It
inconsiderate.
is
of him.
badass. You see Andrew Tate when he was talking about smoking cigars, he's all like,
Yeah, I've seen his
yeah,
chin.
I know it's gonna give me lung cancer, but I think I'm gonna smoke it anyway. So
I hope it does. Oh wait, I forgot. He did.
it,
He did.
Well, it was possibly did, yeah, but I don't think he actually got it. I think it was
It
false.
it wasn't terminal. It was just like a
It was a benign like tumor or something.
yeah, it was a benign tumor. If only.
Whoa,
Better
James,
world.
wishing death
No,
on
I'm not.
people?
I am going to say that about a person who has video footage of him literally physically abusing women, as well as being a constantly accused, and there is proof of
Well, I don't know,
fucking sex
man. If
trafficker
there's such
and also a
solid
pedophile.
proof,
I
why
don't give
isn't
a
he
shit.
in
And
jail,
take and
dude?
burn in
I don't
hell.
know,
I'm
man.
glad to send him there. Anyways, Steven Crowder.
Yeah, so he's arguing with his wife in the backyard.
Yeah, he's
I don't know what they
yelling.
were arguing about.
So-
Was it groceries or something?
There was a moment where he's like just yelling at her like, you just want, you want, and you want, and you want me to give. Like he's having this whole like tantrum he's throwing, and like the wife is like barefoot, 8 months pregnant and shit. And
She's wearing no shoes in the backyard.
yeah, she's wearing no shoes, and she's like on the verge of like having like a collapse. It looks like because the way she's like talking and stuff.
I mean,
And
she's
he's
just
just
a little
yelling
weak.
and
That's all it's
belittling
'cause of-
her, smoking a cigar, fucking blowing the smoke at her and shit. And it's like, Jesus Christ, man, you're a fucking supervillain.
It's like the
I
like straight out of a drama
Smokies
scene or
wherever I
something.
want.
Smoke straight out of a drama show.
Dude, it's a fucking K drama, but in real life, an American. He's like blowing the smoke at her, and he's yelling this thing that didn't make sense at the time. He's like, "Just put on the gloves and take care of the dogs. Just put on the gloves and take care of the dogs."
I was put on the
And it's
gloves and
ins-
walk the dogs. I think.
No,
I think he said walk the dogs. Yeah.
did he walk
Yeah,
the dogs? Okay, because
I just watched that clip and I know what you're talking
from
about.
the
so.
okay, so yeah, it was walk dogs. Then,
He
but
said
it's
walk
also-
the dogs, but I think someone pointed out in one of the comments that it didn't actually mean walk the dogs. It means like give them their medicine or something.
Yeah, they have a specific medicine, which, by the way, the reason she has to put on gloves is because it's toxic to pregnant women.
Right.
And then he starts talking about, and do your wifely duties, do the dishes. And it's like, Steven,
Makes
stop
sense.
smoking a cigar and do the shit on your own. They're your dogs. The medicine's poisonous to your wife because she's pregnant. Like, don't, you
I
fucking
think
piece of
she's just a
shit.
little weak, man. She has to understand that women are weak and feeble, and he's got to do everything himself like a real man. So get in there.
No, Steven's sitting on his porch. He's like, I'm not a pussy like you. I don't have to hide the smoke.
I'm not like pussy like what you've got, idiot.
Whatever the Arnold Schwarzenegger speech
You little
about smoking
goober.
a cigar is, I don't have to hide when I smoke my stogie like you.
See,
Have you
that's
seen that?
badass,
It's funny.
James. No, I haven't seen it, but it
It's
sounds
insane.
badass.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's like in his prime smoking a cigar, and he's like, unlike you, pussy, I don't have to hide.
Unlike you, pussy, I don't have to hide.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my god,
I have you smoking my stubby.
my stogie.
Dylan! Smoking a stubby, are you?
Yeah, he's like screaming at his wife, and he's like, there was no abuse, there was no physical abuse, and he very
There was no
specifically says
physical
there's no.
abuse.
He says, yeah, he says there's no physical abuse. He doesn't mention there's no abuse. It's there's no physical abuse.
Right.
This is emotional abuse.
I don't believe in emotional abuse.
It, well,
I
hey,
believe you
JD,
should just tough it up, man. Just
hey
take it.
JD, I don't
Yeah?
give a shit what you believe in. I hope you know your beliefs don't matter.
In the grand scheme of things, my beliefs don't matter.
Yeah, JD, because the world's about me.
I thought you were about to say the world's about Steven.
No, who the fuck's Steven?
You know,
So
Steven?
yeah, Hillary Crowder, I think her
Sour?
name is. She posted this video and she explained everything. She and he apparently even admitted when they were like in court about it that he had threatened her when going inside, saying, "I will fuck you up."
Oh yeah, I did. I think I did see
Which
that part.
he admitted, by the way. So that's insane that he said this to his fucking
Oh,
pregnant
come
wife.
on.
But like
It was just a jape, a funny jape.
uh, no,
It's a funny jape when a really right leaning man smoking a cigar says "I'll fuck you up" to his wife. It's just a funny jape.
after after telling her time and time again to put on the gloves and give the dogs the
When he first said put on the
toxic
gloves,
medicine.
when he first said put on the gloves, I thought he meant like boxing gloves, like fight me kind
Okay,
of
so
thing.
that's exactly what Hassan Piker thought as well during
Really?
his take of it. He went, "Why does he keep saying put on the gloves? Does he want a fucking fighter? What is
Yeah, I
this?"
thought it was like boxing. I was like, does he want to fight his pregnant wife? I don't understand.
It's insane. Steven Crowder's a literal fucking insane person.
I don't know. He sounds
I
kind
mean,
of badass to me.
no, yeah,
I
the
think
guy
I
who
kind
wants
of
to
want to be him when I'm older.
the guy who doesn't want to, give his medicine to his dogs that he cares so much about, that he loves so much, and doesn't want to show up to his fucking baby's birth,
Well,
and says he will fuck up
he was
his
too busy with he had
8
his gloves on and he was walking the dogs. He couldn't make it to his kid's birth.
He doesn't have to put the gloves on.
He was
JD,
walking
that's
the
thing.
dogs.
No, JD, he doesn't walk the dogs. That's
He was
the
walking the
problem.
dogs with his gloves on.
He doesn't have to put the gloves on, JD. It's not poisonous to him. No, it's just insane, and it's like all coming out, and it's like everything's self-destructing on him, and everybody's like, "Damn, what a fucking loser."
Oof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's done like so much terrible shit over his like lifetime, just genuinely.
Mhm.
Uh, there's so many fucking just him dressing up in very racist costumes
It's
and
just a funny
doing
joke, man.
accents.
We do
Yeah,
accents all the time.
no.
We make fun of British people all the time. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's because the British aren't a fucking race.
You're right.
I'm sorry to tell this to you, JD. The British aren't a race.
Oh yeah, but I can change my race to Britain if I wanted to.
No, you can't. That's not how it works.
Oh yeah? How about
Yeah,
now?
just watch. Just watch.
I'm gonna become like that one dude. I don't know if you've heard about him, but like that one criminal who like faked his death and ran away to
Okay.
Britain.
So I wanted to also talk about this. Yes, let's talk about this guy. Fucking Arthur Knight.
Are you
I
done
think.
with Steven Crowder though?
Yeah,
all?
that's basically the all of it.
Oh,
He's
I'll
just a
throw in
horrible
my
person
last
who threatened to
little
beat his
biscuit
wife.
in there. Then,
Yeah,
to be honest, I think that's just a personal thing, really. Yeah, sure, he's a terrible person. I
I
don't.
think it's a personal thing.
I mean, his marriage is his marriage and everything. And if
Yeah,
he's
but-
convicted of the
I
abuse
forgot,
thing,
I
yeah,
forgot to
sure.
mention, he's the one that filed for divorce first. He got like a divorce attorney who was going to file against her, and it was like this whole thing, and he was going to surprise her with it, and she found out about it, and she's like, "Oh, okay,
He's
fuck
gonna
you then."
surprise her with it.
But then he goes on his like fucking podcast, and he's like, "My wife, she wanted to get a divorce. I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's a terrible thing." It's like, motherfucker, you're the one that wanted this. What a fucking liar.
No, dude. What do you mean talking about? He's always been. It was his wife that did the first. No gaslight. No, I swear. Anyway,
no, I'm not the bad guy.
Arthur Knight. What a man.
What a
If there was
good
another person who smoked cigars, I think Arthur Knight would be that person.
No, JD, he can't because I'm wearing my mask and I can barely even stand. Oh. I hope you could hear me well.
Yeah. So apparently, like, he was a. Where was he when he committed the crimes? Like Arizona?
Yeah, it was like
no, it was like
it was a
Rhode
couple
Island.
places. It was a couple places.
There's a couple
that
places.
I remember.
But I think what he did was he like did he rape a couple women or something?
Yes.
That's
I'm
what it
pretty
was.
sure
Yeah.
That's why it's such a fucking big thing. I
Yeah,
could've
so he
sworn
did
I
that. He
learned
did
this
that
from
to
Charlie.
women in like Rhode Island, and then he faked his death, and then ran to the UK, and they didn't find out about it until like 8 years
He faked
later or
his death
something.
a couple of times.
It was like 8 years or something, right? Where he's been living in the
insane.
UK.
Yes.
It was a long
And
time.
apparently everybody in Britain was like, yeah, we just thought he had a fucked accent. We didn't know he was American. We just thought he was like, from a fucked up place here.
Well, I mean, I think if you told his like neighbors or something that he's an escaped convict who faked his death from America, I don't think they would really. I don't think they're looking out for that when the
No, because
hearing
like
Arthur Knight.
so by the way, this came up like a year ago. All this information, it came up before, and it's only now coming up again because of something.
Yeah,
because
because Charlie made a video and I was like, oh look, that seems pretty interesting to me.
and what's insane to me, I thought I learned this from Charlie. I think I learned it from someone else, and I don't know who. But
I think
like,
you did too because you tend to like misremember things often.
I did rewatch that FNAF video, by the way. I did
Did you?
realize. Oh yeah, this is who I got it from. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering
was
if you.
watching-
I wonder if you watched
his and Matt
because you kept thinking.
I'm like, oh, this is why.
Because you kept thinking MatPat was saying like Michael was the bad guy or something, and I was like that is not true. That is just straight up not true.
I was like, MatPat's whole history. It's kind of weird. I don't agree with William and Henry being like rivals, but the thing I don't get is the fucking Michael being the bad guy. And you're like, James, no. I'm like, no, JD, I know. I just watched.
It's one of those things where I'm like, James, it's public, it's recorded, everyone can go and see that you're wrong. Why? I don't know why you're doing this.
No, JD, actually, I'm kind of in the right. So Arthur Knight.
So Arthur Knight, he did an interview with well, how did he get caught? I think he had like COVID or something, right?
It was COVID, and they took him to the hospital, and they're like, these records aren't matching up or something.
Oh yeah, they couldn't find out. They're like, who's Arthur Knight? We don't have an Arthur Knight in our system here.
Yeah, the wife was like, what? No, and he's in there. It's like, no, ma'am, this man's not. Who the fuck is Arthur Knight? Who is this?
I like how any British name he chose Arthur Knight.
It's so fake British. I love it.
It's great. It's so good. It's like if a British person went to America and they were like, my name is John Smith.
I mean, that is a thing though. Like a lot of foreigners who came to America and had to choose American names, they did go, especially Native Americans. John Smith was the name John in general is very constantly used by natives because that was just like that was like the only name they all really knew. It's fucked.
Like,
no, dude, it's fucked. They got like their whole history like kind of erased because they had to like force themselves to change names because of colonizers.
Man. History changes all the time.
Yeah, it's fucked. Like Arthur Knight and his COVID.
Yeah, so
look how he can barely stand.
Yeah, so then they figured it out, and then I think I don't know when they decided to cross check his like biometrics with I even forgot his American name. But whatever his real identity was.
None of them are as good as Arthur Knight.
Yeah, I just remember Arthur Knight because it was so funny. But yeah, I don't know when they decided to like check his like biometrics with the American records. But yeah, he he got caught, and then I think they took it to court or something. And he did an interview with like um a news station.
Nicholas Alaverdian.
Yeah, Nicholas.
That was one of the identities.
I'll just call him Arthur Knight because that's so much better.
By the way, 100%. I'm just looking at the picture of Nicholas. That is absolutely Arthur Knight. Like, even if you're skeptical, just look at the photos. These are the same men. Oh
Well,
my
luckily,
god, I forgot he would wear sunglasses and a huge fucking hat to hide his identity as Arthur Knight. I forgot about that.
oh, did he?
Yes, I
Oh,
forgot
I thought
when he
Charlie was
first
just
got.
making a joke when he's like he
No.
when he said Arthur Knight was unironically pulling the cartoon cliche where you wear like glasses and a mustache to hide
No,
yourself.
I forgot that, dude. That was when he first got caught. I forgot that. Here, I'm sending you a picture. We can use this as the profile. I mean, the thumbnail. I
Holy
forgot
crap, that's
though.
great.
He fucking I completely forgot he had like a fucking pilgrim hat on and shit,
What
and he
do
would
you
wear
mean? That's just the
sunglasses.
British hat. That's the official British hat.
He looks so fucked in that picture.
Yeah, he does.
He's so fucked.
He's fucking like he's handicapped and
Dude, this looks like
he's
something I
strapped
would
up.
do. He looks like
Dude,
me, kind of.
are you gonna cosplay as Arthur Knight in the next level?
Yeah,
Next
I kind of want to. I was gonna say like
you rock up
I
in a
could
wheelchair
cosplay
with a
this.
pilgrim hat and sunglasses and fake
Can you
mask.
play? Who are you gonna be?
I'll be I'll dress up as invincible, but I'm the one pushing your your handicap.
No one's gonna get it. People are gonna think I'm like some person you're just helping.
Yeah. Yeah, and then whenever someone has asked you anything, you'll just be like, I
Like I
cannot
can barely
stand.
stand.
I
I
can
can barely
barely
stand.
stand.
Whoa!
I am not Nicholas Albert.
I don't even know why you'd think that.
It's actually he could have fooled me.
Dude, it's so funny.
I
Oh
love
my
how
god.
they actually decided to take the interview.
Oh yeah, the fucking okay, sorry. The bag he's wearing, by the way, that white thing on him, he was
Yeah.
using that to hide his face. I forgot about that as well. He would like lift that up to hide his face more.
Ah, I see.
Sorry, okay, go back. Arthur Knight.
Yeah, so in the interview, he's like, they're asking all the interviewer was like, I don't know if she's trying to remain like impartial, but she kept asking questions as if she's trying to ask unbiased questions when it's so clearly clearly the fact that this dude's not Arthur Knight. So she's like, so what would you say to all the people out there who would say that you're definitely not Arthur Knight? And he'd be like, I am not Arthur Knight. I am not Nicholas Alverde or whatever.
Nicholas Rossi, I'm not Nicholas Alaverde. Those
And,
were the two
yeah.
identities, by the way. Rossi and Alaverde.
Yeah, they said he just has like a bad accent or something.
Yeah, it like all of his
8 years, he can't
fucking-
get a good accent. Like, come on, man.
You had to stay consistent.
That's true, I guess.
All of his neighbors, like a year ago when this first came out, they're like, "Yeah, no, this guy's fucked. Something's wrong with him. We think."
Yeah, I'm surprised he even had a wife there. Did he
Yeah.
meet her after he made it to the
Yes.
UK or okay?
Yeah,
Did
he
she
met her
know?
after he moved to the UK. I think she absolutely knows now, but like she can't say anything, you know?
Right.
Just
Dude,
kind of like
can you
circumstance.
imagine being married to someone and they just turn out to be they turn out to be a person who faked their death in another country and fled because of like horrendous crimes that they've committed.
Dude, fucking Arthur Knight's wife, at the moment she found out who she was like, "Oh fuck! Oh no!
Oh, she was like, oh
fuck.
goodness, great heavens.
Oh great heavens! Oh yes, what a wonderful! Oh great heavens!"
Oh, great heavens.
Because it's like, I'm gonna be like so responsible for like a bunch of bullshit probably because I'm married to him for all this time.
Yeah, I think people might try to get her like legally from it. Like, oh, see, look, you're hiding, you're involved with the crime. You're trying to hide his identity, and then
That's why
at
she
that
was
point,
like,
at that point, she'll have to lawyer up or something because You know?
Dude, I thought he had like Riz or something when I first heard
Oh,
about him. I was
there is
like,
so much
is
Riz.
I was like, for all the crimes this man did, he has to have some Riz to
I
have
saw
this wife
two. I
like
saw the
devoted to
clips.
him.
I saw two clips of his interview, and both of those were in Charlie's video. And I thought to myself, man, this guy has impeccable Riz.
I heard his voice and I went, "There's no way in hell this man
I was
charmed
wondering if
her."
he was like staggering his words to so he could like do the British accent better. Is that what he's doing, or is that just how he normally talks? But like talk,
Yeah.
he talks like this
It's
all the
by the way,
time.
it's so clearly like fucking oh fuck what's his name from Oni Plays?
Uh,
Charlie, isn't it?
you mean the main guy, Chris?
No, not Chris.
I know Chris. I know Tomar. I know
Uh,
Zach.
Zach, sorry, Zach. It sounds
Oh,
like
okay.
Zach doing a British accent. That is
Doesn't-
exactly what Nicholas Knight sounds like.
I can't believe you forgot. He's like the most iconic dude on Only
I
Plays.
know,
Forgot
and
his
that's
name.
why I couldn't remember him. I'm
Did
like,
you even watch his show that he
fuck.
made? The what was it?
Smiling Friends.
Smiling Friends.
I swear to God, there's a character in Smiling Friends. I'm sure that,
That sounds like him.
it. That sounds like Arthur Knight. I'm sure of it. Zach did a British accent at some point in it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I mean,
It's so funny.
it is really
it's,
funny.
It's insane.
There's one point where he's like, see, look, I'll prove it right now, and he like tries standing up, but then like he just wobbles and falls back down in his chair, and his wife's like trying to catch him.
Dude, fucking, I don't remember if it was Charlie or Hassan that said this guy, they thought it was I think it was Charlie, but they said they thought it was a James Corden bit.
Yeah,
And
I think that was Charlie.
and when he said that, I'm like, oh my God, I would believe it if it was. Because it feels like if James Corden made a
Well, it's
good
because we're all
bit,
living
it
in the
would be
Matrix.
Nicholas
It's
Knight.
not real. This is another example of how we're not living in reality.
But it is
This
real,
the
JD.
Matrix. Yeah, this is the
It's
Matrix.
insane.
I refuse
it's
to believe it's
insane.
real. We live in the Matrix.
I know it's insane, but it is real.
It's insanely real.
It's so insane, it's real. Listen, I know the man doesn't seem
Yeah, you know,
real.
if I had to say something to Arthur, I would say pursue cognitive remediation. And
You don't want to read off the whole thing? Here,
no,
I'll
I
pull
think
it in.
just the little like
Acquaint yourself with some AAV. My first reply provided a comprehensive breakdown of my initial comments meaning. No N-word equals no person. Pursue cognitive remediation. Remediation.
remediation.
Remediation?
Yeah.
If my comments don't make sense to you, then it is likely that your general cognitive ability is below the 85th percentile. Cognitively worthless. And I'd like to remember what I said to that, but I think I called him a fuckhead and asked how my 85th percentile writing was.
Yeah, you did. You went with the whole you went with the 85 percentile response. So
I think I pulled a South Park and I went, okay, Count Fagula.
Jesus. Jay,
Well,
you can't
that's what
say
I-
that kind of thing, man.
But I can. And JD, that's the
Yeah.
thing. I can. You can.
James, I know you
son of a
think I know
bitch.
that you think that you're gay, but that's not how it works.
Yeah, okay, Candace Owens, calm down.
Maybe you should hire me for the Daily Wire. Give me a $50 million contract.
Dude, they a fucking
Dude, if you learn tomorrow that I took a $50 million contract from Daily Wire, would you just end your friendship with me right there?
no, I think it's so funny. I'd want to keep doing the show with you.
You'd
What do
be
you
like,
mean?
yes, yes,
JD, I
content as you
I think that's one of
transcend.
the most hilarious things ever.
That would be actually hilarious. Yeah, where I just like
No,
pretend to be this alt-right like maniac, but
Hasanabi had like a super Jesus Christ. Hassan
take a
fan.
second. You need a drink? You want me to get you a drink?
I want to take a pic. No,
wanna
Hassan
take a
fan,
sip.
Hasanabi head as they're called, did actually get a job with the Daily Wire as an editor.
Hell yeah.
In the attempt to get a $4 million contract at some point.
Hell yeah.
And
And
he
then when you
almost
gotta make
made
the
it in.
cash, you gotta make the cash.
He almost made it in. Like, he made edits and everything. He made like hyper edits of like Ben Shapiro videos and stuff.
Mhm.
And they're really funny and they're so stupid, but like, of course, they didn't get through because they were like making fun of him. He would like
What?
re-edit footage
No.
of Ben like being like, I think what I'm saying is like it would just be the cut around dialogue. But no, unfortunately he didn't get in, but he got so very close. Like he was in so many meetings about getting the job and stuff.
Damn. If only he just like he was just a little bit cool it a little bit on the sass and boom, he made it in. Get
What
starts getting
what's funny
paid
is
from
that
the worst areas.
he has long blue hair. Like he has dyed hair and everything. So it's like even despite that, they were still giving him the chance.
See, they're nice people after all. What's
No,
wrong? Nah, he should
uh,
have just pulled an Arthur Knight and put on a hat, glasses,
put on a hat, glasses, breathing mask.
breathing mask, plastic bag, plastic bag
If,
in the place where your bib would be.
where your bib would be. I gotta
At
pull
first,
my
that's what
down
I
my
thought it
mask.
was. I thought it was a bib, but
Place where your fucking bib. That's funny. Uh, no, that's really funny. I'm gonna be honest.
of
Um,
course, I'm a funny guy. We should do a live commentary sometime after you release the Transformer ones.
so more on other stuff. Getting the sad things now. Jetty wants to bring up this.
Oh, what, you want to bring the sad things up now, right when I'm making fun of you? Okay, asshole. What
Yeah,
happened
asshole.
now?
My turtle died. My
Oh,
tortoise.
that sucks. How long? How
It
long have you
actually.
had him?
Well, we originally got him around the beginning of 2020.
Mm,
Uh, and then he left our home and went and lived with my brother for a while. But then, his home, he couldn't live there anymore. So he came back and he lived with us. And he'd been in hibernation for a while because, it gets cold and stuff. And he
yeah, it's
finally
because
started coming
winter.
out. What'd you say? You trying to interrupt, asshole?
Well, maybe I am. What are you gonna do about it?
JD, there was no physical abuse in this
Yeah, okay,
relationship.
maybe a member of your family died, but yeah, I'm gonna make fun of it.
He lived with us for I think like since before the beginning of 2020. I think he started. I mean 2023. He started living with us again,
Ah,
and he was out for a while. We feed him, we
oh,
take
so
care
like
of
a
him, we'd
little
give
bit
him
over
water.
5 months.
Yeah, a little bit, maybe a bit less. I'm trying to remember. No, I
Did
think
you get him while it was hibernation season?
no. I think we did actually. Yeah, they had
Okay.
to dig him up. I forgot.
Oh, I see.
Uh, they had because they were like leaving the home, so they had to dig him up and they give us to us. And then he went and he found his old spot he used to have, so he went down there and hid.
Mm,
And yeah, yesterday he was walking around fine and everything,
mm,
and it was completely normal. We had run out of food for him this week, so we were going to be going to the store today to get him more food.
yeah,
Because he had become really picky recently. He wasn't eating the stuff he'd normally eat, so we had to get him very special foods to eat and stuff.
I
And
see.
we think he might have eaten something in the yard that was poisonous.
Mm,
Because when we found him, his eyes. Actually, I should ask: are you okay with me going into detail about him when we found him?
yeah, I'm cool with it.
Okay. So, warning: if you don't want like slightly graphic content to be said for listeners, his eyes were very puffy.
Hmm.
Like they had the skin had like literally started puffing around his eyes and everything.
Yeah,
His
like
like head
swelling on the
would like
eyes.
his all of his limbs were fully extended outward.
Mm.
And we believe his like organs inside were literally like evacuated out of his body. Because when I found him, there was a bloody sack of like something from inside of him that had been released,
Oh, I see.
and it was very visceral and just very disturbing to find him like that because
Oh, dang, that sucks.
it looked like something violent had happened and like we weren't aware of it. Because again, he was fine yesterday, and then today we find him and he's just like that, and it's very sad.
Mm. Oh, so you think
My
he ate something and then it like
Well, he
poisoned
was
him and
fine.
caused that?
He was like fine beforehand. We were feeding him regularly. He'd stopped eating bell peppers, which are normal for tortoises to eat, by the way.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Fucking huge tortoises, by the way, like huge ones that are like half the size of a person, unless they stand up, then they're full size.
Well, how big
They
was your
eat like
tortoise?
he was a very like small one in comparison to like not those huge like exotic ones.
I see.
Uh, he was he was about the size of like a computer.
Oh, like a laptop ish?
No, like a desktop like console.
Oh, it's a decent size.
Yeah, he was big, and so we'd have to feed him when we were getting him water and stuff, and we just think from the way that he died, it was that because we don't think it was like he dehydrated or anything, because like these are tortoises that live in the Mojave and shit. Like it's technically illegal that we owned them, but also we didn't technically own them, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. Uh, I know it's wild to be talking about on the podcast, but yeah, he'd gotten in something. We're pretty sure because the way he died, it wasn't dehydration.
Hmm.
It was something that got into him and caused him to die like that.
Oh, I
But
see.
yeah,
Was there like did you take him to like a vet or something to see it, or are you just guessing on how he died?
we didn't take him to a vet again because I think we'd get in trouble for it. But
Yeah.
it's judging by like just the way that happened, because I've seen like animals die before of like different types of shit.
Yeah. Have you had pets pass before? Or
Yeah,
pass
I've
away
had a
before?
lot. I've had a lot of pets pass away.
Hmm.
22 years on this earth. Yes, I've we've had a lot of pets.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
I think I still have yet to. Actually, I guess I had fish that died, but I wasn't like super attached to them.
it was me, Barry. I
You want to
killed your
kill my
fish.
fish?
I killed your fish. I turned them upside down.
Well,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, my
That's
brother
terrible.
came by and took him, and he went and buried him with the rest of the animals that he owned that had died recently.
Do you have
We
a
used to.
specific place you bury them at, or like a graveyard?
I don't know. He just told me like I'll go bury him with the rabbit, and I got very confused because I'm gonna be honest. When the rabbits died, I thought he ate them, like he did his chickens when they died.
Oh, like your brother ate them?
Yeah, because these were also his animals. We did have the bunnies when they died,
I see.
but they died of like fucking their hearts literally exploding.
The bunnies?
Uh, yeah, they like literally got so excited that their hearts fucking exploded. And like
Oh,
my brother
they
originally
like
tried.
ruptured from like the blood pressure or something from being too excited.
Yeah, we're not sure.
Wait, what the?
My brother tried accusing my dogs of doing it once because like they were trying to like turn over the bunny after it died. They were like nudging it with their noses and stuff.
Hmm.
So he tried accusing the dogs, but like there's no visible thing to say that the dogs killed the bunny. Like
I don't know,
literally,
man. Small rodents always die of like weird things. I've noticed. So
yeah, it's
yeah,
they like died of like their fucking like heart attacks because they were so excited.
Jesus,
And
cardiac arrest.
like I was worried that he was gonna blame us for the tortoise. Like this time, like I can't fucking get him blaming us for another animal that we didn't kill.
Hmm.
But
But he didn't say anything. He just took it and left.
no, he understood. He was like, yeah, no, it it shouldn't have happened. Like whatever happened to him, it didn't happen because of something you did. We put it in a bag so the flies wouldn't get to it. Because when I originally went out there were like 100 flies around it.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, that was probably the worst part, was getting the flies off of it and then moving it.
yikes!
We
Who
put
found out that your turtle died? Was it the
my
was it
little
you?
sister.
Oh, I see.
She went to the backyard and she came to the door and she just yelled, "Jim, I think the tortoise is dead." And
Hmm.
I didn't understand her at first because like it didn't click with me. And then she said it again. I came like literally running out, found the tortoise. I pulled him out of the bush, and I just kind of like stopped thinking for like a minute because it was like it just didn't make sense.
Oh, I see.
I really like this tortoise, man. I really love them.
Yeah. Well, Rip, whatever your tortoise's name was.
I named him Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, Urdensic after all the
You
Teenage Mutant Ninja
son of a
Turtles.
bitch.
My brother just called him Rocket, though.
Okay. So wait, is that like his previous name before you named it? Or
No, my name was the first name.
okay.
Rocket is the
Well,
official
I'm
name,
not gonna
though,
repeat
because
that
it just
name.
everybody agreed on calling him Rocket, and I just kept calling him Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, Urdensic, sometimes Splinter.
Well, yeah, Rip to the tortoise. Good
Rip to
pet
the homie.
gone, and but just happens sometimes.
Yeah, my brother was talking about just like kind of taking the shell of the tortoise and like kind of mounting it or something as like remembrance for it.
Oh yeah, like a yeah.
And I told him a kind of fucked type thing. Yeah, like thinking about it, I'm like, ah, this is really fucked. But maybe he'll like find something endearing about this. A tortoise shell guitar.
Hmm.
It's a thing.
Maybe.
Again, I think
Then
those
I
are
guess you'll have a
very
interesting.
illegal.
I think you'll have an interesting story to tell when someone asks, "Is that a turtle shell uh, guitar?" Like, yeah, it's made from my dead tortoise.
You'll say legally? No, because I'm pretty sure those are even more illegal. Making stuff from tortoise shells is like I think one of the most illegal things you can do in Nevada.
Really?
Yeah, because they are like a protected species.
I see.
That's why I was like, it might be a fucked thing, and you will probably get in trouble if you get caught. But hey, if this is something you want to do,
I
from
mean,
everyone by
people ain't gonna know anyway, I guess.
yeah, 20 people are gonna watch this, and I bet none of them live from here.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Unless this
James.
is the
Well,
episode that blows up. Fuck us. Another Chuck Jackson Tucker moment.
Jesus. Well, yeah, that's pretty sad. That happened today.
That happened like literally when I sent you that message during your live stream. It happened right before that. That's why I was gone
Oh, I see. It
because we
happened
were
during
taking
my live
care.
stream.
Yeah, I had to like pause because I was cleaning up something, and then like my sister tells me this, and I paused your live stream to go check on it. And from that moment, I just didn't rejoin your call until like my brother had, I mean, your stream until my brother had come back and like
Oh, I
collected
see.
the body.
Dang. Well, as recent as it is, that's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't
even
wait to
worse.
experience the loss of a pet myself whenever that happens.
Yeah, no, when your pet's gone, I will say rip to Tainari.
I think it'll
That's the name of
happen.
one of your dogs, right?
I think it'll happen sooner than later because they're already pretty old dogs.
I'm gonna be honest, JD, every one of our animals are like elderly.
Yeah, we just own
My
elderly dogs, and they're bound to go someday.
my cat is what's qualified as a super senior, so she's bound to go
Super
any day.
senior. Is it the cat that I steal the seat of every time I head over?
No, that's a biscuit. He's a different kind of. He's just senior. Kiki is the gray cat who's always in my room that I got to get up and check on.
Ah, I've seen that one too.
She's been here when we've done commentaries in this room.
Yeah. My dogs are like 10, 11-ish
Yeah,
almost. Yeah, so they're getting toward there. They're getting toward it.
people love. Just give your animal love. If it's like the near the end of their years, just take care of them. Give them all the shit like that. You were afraid to give them because you're like, I don't want to spoil them. Be like, just give them shit that'll like make them happy.
Yeah, have a
Get them
happy
treats.
life, happy life, then their passing would be that much easier.
Hey,
But
as Steven Crowder always says, happy life, happy wife.
exactly,
Put on the gloves and
exactly.
walk the dogs.
He says happy wife, happy life. Put on the gloves, walk the dog.
Or I'll
Click,
fuck you
click
up.
his lighter, lights the cigarette, puff puff, blow out.
I'm not afraid to smoke my stogie like you.
Yeah, don't be like my mother who treats the pets, who loves the pets, but doesn't know how to take care of them, but also doesn't realize that she doesn't know how to take care of them.
My
So,
sister?
I
I
also
take
own
care of every
turtles,
animal.
actually, but I own red-eared sliders, and those are very small turtles. James. And
Yeah,
I think I've talked about
I'll
this
make some
before.
I'll make some little guitars out of them.
I think I've talked about this before, but
I'm
how
sorry.
like badly
I'm
they're
sorry.
treated. No, it's okay, James, because they're not really my pets because I don't interact with them at all. They're just my mother's pets. But I do recognize that they're probably not very
Mistreated.
they're not very happy turtles.
You're telling me they aren't some kung fu
Yeah,
dudes?
I could give you a quick rundown. I think I've said this before on the podcast, but these turtles are dude, they are durable little machines. I'll tell you what. Red-eared sliders are like 10 out of 10 durability, diamond thickness durability because we've had
Bulletproof.
them for like man, maybe I think older than we've had our dogs, so maybe like 12, 13 years. And they've lived inside the space of like a small cardboard box for like the entirety of their lives, where they get zero sunlight, but they do get fed and they get their water changed, but they're perpetually in water, which I think is not a good thing. And they don't get sunlight. So what
Are they
happened
like the
was,
kind of tortoises that need like both land and water?
they're the kind of tortoises. Yeah, they're like turtles. The red-eared sliders. It's best if they need water and to like swim in it and stuff. but it's bad if they're in it constantly, like just always submerged and having water there, or like
Yeah.
in contact with water. And that's kind of what they've been for like the past 12-ish years. But they do get fed well, but they don't get any sunlight, which for turtles and I guess other reptiles like that is not very good for them. So what happened was their shells started curling up because of the lack of like calcium in their system or something, because they need sunlight to to be able to change nutrients into what they need in their bodies.
Yeah.
So they're probably very sick.
No, they're perfectly healthy, I swear.
Yeah, they're probably very sick, and they probably are suffering, I guess. I don't know if turtles can feel pain, or if like their brains are more complex enough to actually
I think they can feel pain, Jay.
to
I'm just
handle
gonna
like
tell you this.
to
I think
handle
they experience it.
to process the pain as anything more than just that.
I'm going to tell you the exact
yeah.
thoughts of those tortoises, JD.
I'm not sure if the tortoises are like fish where they can
turtles.
Yeah, the turtles are like fish if they held enough intelligence to not eat themselves to death. But
I think I know exactly what they're thinking at any given moment. They're going, "Why are we here?"
Yeah, and
suffer.
Many times, me and my father have told my mother, like, "Hey, you can't take good care of these turtles, because to actually take good care of red ear sliders is pretty expensive. You need like a tank and everything, or like something like that with like UV lights to give them the sunlight if they aren't already outside."
Yeah, you're just thinking too much.
And we're like, hey, what we could do is we could just grab them. We go to the nearest gardening shop. I won't say what place it is, but they all have red ear sliders over there, like at their fountain that they take care of them. Like, we just give it to them, and then they can take care of it. And my mother's like, no, I've got this. So nothing we can do about it, I guess, because technically they're not my pets. So and I'm not going to force them into a better situation and jeopardize the already rocky relationship I have with my mother. So
what? You having a rocky relationship with your mother?
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
But yeah, I guess that's all for pet talk. Got anything else you want to mention, James, or is that enough?
I think I'm good here.
Yeah, you're golden. Well, if you enjoyed all this sad talk about pets and stuff, then you shut up, James. Do you want to cry like a little baby? I don't know if you were there for my stream during that time when one of the characters of this story was like telling their sad backstory. The other one was like, "Shut up, bitch! Stop crying."
I'm not afraid to smoke my stogie.
Yeah, that's what it was. So yeah, if you enjoyed, then you should subscribe. You can catch us every Sunday is when we do these podcasts. You can
we do it every Thursday.
You can find me on this channel. Sometimes I live stream here. I need to remove the my Twitch link because I don't stream on Twitch anymore.
Yeah, you should just add my Twitch link in place.
Well, I'll just misinform them and I'll just replace the link, but I won't replace the title of it. So it'll still say my Twitch.
I'm gonna be honest, JD. I've genuinely thought about setting up like my information tab, like the about tab, where it's like, hey, this is where you can put like the information for people to donate to you. I was very tempted to just make it all redirects to your Twitch. just
every like, single one of it leads to
go
my
donate
Twitch.
Here, and it's like your PayPal
it just
information.
Leads to... I think no, you said that to me once that you wanted to do that, and I was like, hell no, just make a goddamn PayPal business PayPal. And you're like, no, JD, I can't. It won't let me. It's impossible.
Well, firstly, it wouldn't, like, it literally wouldn't load, but I also think if I try it now, I could, but I think it's funnier. I think it's funnier if it just redirects to your
Bring us out, James.
So I've started drawing, I finished drawing Monty on my Twitch.